Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. This is a video with a difference. This is an update video where I'm basically letting you all know about some fairly big changes that are going to be happening to this channel over the next few weeks, the next couple of months. I had some quite bad news recently. I learned that I will have to move out of my apartment, which is where I've lived now for nearly 3 years. And it's obviously not just where I live, it's also where I work. So basically the attic is soon to be no more as a filming location for the Lloyd Evans channel. And straight away you might think, well, that's not a problem, just find another apartment, you know? But the problem is that in Zagreb, increasingly it's difficult to find good apartments that aren't astronomically priced in terms of rent. The rent's just been going up and up and up and up and up. Mine has as well. And honestly, it's already reached for a while now the point where I can barely afford my rent. So in a way, my landlord, who wants to give this apartment to his daughter, by making that decision, it's taken a burden off my shoulders and kind of pushed me to make what would have been really an inevitable decision at some point anyway, which is to find something a bit more financially viable for me in the long term. The question is, do I look for somewhere else in Zagreb, or do I take this as a sign that I finally need to move back to the UK and maybe take on a second or third job that will allow me to get out of the financial situation I'm in at the moment. I mean, I've made no secret of the fact that that the channel isn't viable anymore like it used to be. So I set a goal of 0.5% of subscribers pledging monthly. So 1 in 200 subscribers pledging monthly, either as patrons or YouTube channel members, and that would give me something like 580 patrons or members, and currently we're on 388 as of this moment combined. And it's been that way for a while now, and I'm hugely, hugely appreciative, by the way, of those 388 who have been allowing me to produce the content that you've all been seeing over the last few months. I wouldn't have been able to do it. I would have had to be doing something completely different if not for their support. But the truth is that I do need more support, and I have been asking for a while now, and I'm not the type of person who is just going to keep asking and asking and asking. At some point, I need to face the music and say, okay, maybe this channel isn't supposed to be putting out content of the type I'm making and at the frequency that I'm putting that content out. If there isn't the support there, it's not something that I expect, it's not something I can demand from people. If you are interested in becoming one of those patrons or YouTube channel members, there are links below. It's not too late to be involved in that way. It's certainly going to be helpful for me moving forward if I have as much support as possible going into whatever's coming up, whether it's finding a new space or buying new equipment or anything like that. You know, the more I have at my disposal, the easier it's going to be for me to make that transition. So all the links you need for PayPal, for Patreon, for YouTube channel membership is below. So I have some tough decisions to make. Do I try to find somewhere else here in Zagreb, even though that's going to be very, very difficult? Do I move back to England for a while? Either way, I will be moving out of this apartment by the 1st of September. So that gives me just a matter of weeks of being in this place. Now, my main objective in those final few weeks of being here is to finish the convention rebuttals. They are my absolute priority. So I want to finish the Saturday rebuttal to the Pure Worship Convention and the Sunday. I'll obviously be making one or two other videos as well, hopefully. And whatever happens, I would like to keep the last day's live stream going in some form. But the point is, after the 1st of September, which is when I'm no longer in the apartment, there's a good chance the channel's just going to go dark for a while, you know, while I try and get set up elsewhere. And that's not to say I can't still make videos, like using my gimbal and walking around. I've made those sorts of videos before, just kind of spontaneously. And those spontaneous videos are kind of, in a way, more fun to make. They're more like old school, how I used to make videos. But I think that for the rebuttals, people have grown accustomed to me doing the rebuttals a certain way and sitting down and with the books around me and examining what's being said. And I can't imagine doing those rebuttals any other way. So I don't want to do any more rebuttals until I'm set up somewhere with a new studio, whether it's here in Zagreb, which is where my children are, or in England. And it would be heartbreaking. It would be absolutely heartbreaking to have to move back to England and be away from my children. Hopefully it would just be for a temporary period, while I get my finances straight. But I have to consider all options. I have to consider all options in front of me. And I know that the status quo, the current way my finances are, and the channel, it's slowly growing, it's doing okay, but yeah, it's just not a viable job for me to be supporting my children and, yeah, living my life, basically. So I don't want this to come across in any way as any kind of criticism for those of you who just simply can't afford to support the channel. I get it. I really do get it. You know, many of us are coming out of a religion that's completely crippled us financially and robbed us of all sorts of opportunities for higher education. And I am so appreciative of the hundreds of you who have been able, not just now, but over the years, to support my channel and make the videos possible, give me the opportunity to make those videos. And hopefully it's going to continue. It's just that there's going to be a big change coming up. I am no longer going to have this space where I film. The camera that I use, my main camera, is going to have to get all shut up and boxed, and only when I have a new place for it, whether it's here in Croatia or in the UK, and I have time to get it all set up with the lighting and everything, and that's going to take a while. And it may even be that I need to go for a while without actually having my own space. You know, I'm even considering the possibility of just being a roommate for someone or doing some kind of communal living situation. I don't know. I feel like all options should be on the table right now, because beggars can't be choosers. You know, I've got to think outside the box, think about where I want to get to long term, and maybe make some sacrifices in order to get there. Who knows? So, as you might understand, there's quite a lot on my mind at the moment. Quite a lot of stress and uncertainty. But I'm a big boy, I can handle it. I also wanted you to know that, since this is an update video, that I've thought of an idea for a second YouTube channel that has nothing to do with the subjects that I talk about on this channel. Because I have noticed that every now and then, if I talk about a subject that is not to do with Jehovah's Witnesses or the Bible per se, I get this huge dip in in subscribers, like this kind of protest dip where some of you just can't handle me talking about other things. So I'm thinking, okay, well, in that case, I'll just start a new channel talking about some of these things that are actually really important to me. They just don't happen to be directly related to Jehovah's Witnesses. So when I have a bit more information to share on that new project, I will let you know about it. And it'd be really cool if you could subscribe there as well. But that's about it, really. Look forward to some big changes, or expect some big changes in the weeks ahead. Again, I'm really going to try and get the Saturday and Sunday rebuttals done. They are my priority. But after that, at some point, the lights are going to have to go out on the channel. And when the lights go back on again, which hopefully they will, it will look quite different. And I don't know how long it will be until the lights go back on again. But that's all I have to share with you. So I guess we'll see. I hope you're all having a wonderful time. And again, thank you so much to those of you who have supported me. And take care. Thanks.